Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here, and I'm really excited for the LCS playoffs this weekend. After, honestly, what I thought was a pretty boring LCS season up until this point. I don't really think the playoffs have been that insane, but they've been okay. But especially the LCS regular season, I thought was really, really rough. Just kind of how the LCS is set up right now. We only have 5 interesting organizations or interesting teams, and only 5 teams that are really even trying to win. And since TSM sucked so much this year, we only had 4 of those teams even doing well, and they could only play each other so often. So there's a lot of weeks where none of the top 4 teams are even playing each other, and hey, stuff started out interesting with LS that fell off after 2 weeks. This LCS regular season was just kind of boring, but finally, we're getting the best of 5s. We're getting the best of 5s with a lot on the line, meaningful games, meaningful series between what have really been the top 4 teams in the LCS this whole season. Now, I think this video is probably going to come out after TL and 100 Thieves have already played, but that hasn't happened yet, so I don't know what happened in that series. Hopefully, it was crazy. Hopefully, it was fun. But, whoever loses that, they're still going to Houston. They're still going to be alive. EG versus C9, however, this is an elimination game. This has somebody going home. This has 2 teams, with a lot of trash talk, a lot on the line, and I'm really, really excited for this one. We're going to be going over all the latest for this series, so definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys, are excited about for the LCS this week. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content, and consider checking out the Patreon. First link in the description below. With that being said, let's get right into this. Some of the spiciest trash talk I have seen yet so far for this one was actually a couple weeks ago, before we even knew that this was going to be the matchup. Now, hey, a lot of us saw this coming, especially once C9 lost to 100 Thieves. That was kind of the only thing up in the balance. Who's the second best team? Is it going to be C9 or 100 Thieves? But we knew this was generally the top 4. So, C9 and EG were probably going to match up with each other sooner or later, especially after C9, lost to 100 Thieves. And especially, since they lost 3-0, maybe some people were like, oh, C9 sucks, yada, 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 whatever. But, C9 came back big last week. They won 3-0. They're back on track. But this from Vulcan, who is obviously a former C9 player. The story is that Vulcan wanted to stay with Cloud9, that he went to Cloud9 and was like, hey, I have a bot lane partner in mind. Can you guys get this done? And we don't know who that was. There's obviously different speculation. I think the guy that makes the most sense of Vulcan asking for is probably Hansama. Obviously, Vulcan is like Canadian, French Canadian, whatever. Hansama French. Maybe they have, some kind of French connection or whatever there. But it could have been other names too. It could have been, Reckless. It could have maybe been, I don't think it was like Danny or somebody. But there's names it could have been. But Vulcan doesn't say who. He's just like, hey, I went to Cloud9, said, can I play with, this guy? Or can we go get this guy? It wasn't Sven. It wasn't Berserker. C9 said no. So then they ended up parting ways, and I'm sure Vulcan wasn't happy to go from C9 to EG, but maybe whatever. But this is obviously a rivalry. This is Vulcan against his old team in an elimination series, in an elimination best of 5. So Vulcan had this to say in an interview a couple weeks ago. He said on who he'd like to face in the LCS Spring Playoffs, I want to play against Cloud9. I think C9 look pretty shit right now, and I want some dopamine by getting revenge against them. Now, this is obviously very, very spicy because, like I said, Vulcan has played on Cloud9 before. They had some good times together. They had some good memories. They won some championships. They, went to international events. They did some good things, and Vulcan was one of their better players, both domestically and, the couple times we went internationally. He didn't show up at every event, but, he overall was really, really good for them. He was seen as one of the best supports in North America during his time with Cloud9. Cloud9 spent an insane, I want to say, what, they paid like $1 million for his buyout. This was like a big relationship, Vulcan and Cloud9, and they gave him a big chance, and they accomplished great things together. But obviously, whether it's a friendly rivalry or whether there's maybe even still a little bit of bad blood between Vulcan and Cloud9, like, hey, I did all that for you guys, and you guys wouldn't, hook me up with the guy I wanted to play with, and, let me have some say in what's going on with the team or whatever. But clearly, Vulcan wants some revenge, but also saying that C9 looks pretty shit is funny. Now, keep in mind, this was 2 weeks ago. So I don't know if this was before or after the 100 Thieves series, but towards the end of the regular season, Cloud9 already wasn't looking that great. And I don't think really anyone is all that impressed by a 3-0 against Golden Guardians. That's a series that Cloud9 is supposed to win. So, people still kind of have that sour taste in their mouths after they got dominated by 100 Thieves, and Cloud9 is going to have to come out and prove people wrong. Now, obviously, Evil Geniuses is a team with a ton of flaws themselves. They have a ton of issues. I think they went 9-9 in the LCS regular season or whatever, but they also pushed Team Liquid to the brink. They gave TL a series. They went 5 games with Team Liquid. So if Cloud9 can come out and beat Evil Geniuses, that could be a little bit of a statement. That could, maybe restore, some faith in them in a lot of people's eyes. But obviously, I don't think anyone's going to be picking them to win against TL or 100 Thieves. They're going to have to really come out and prove themselves. But, EG is a scary, scary team. They are a team that can absolutely win this. They have talent. They have guys like Vulcan, especially if he has revenge on his mind. So this series is going to be so fun. There's going to be so many storylines. Vulcan is a good trash talker. Fudge is a good trash talker. There's the history between them. This is going to be fun. We also have some other things that people are saying. We have this from Jojo Pune. He's a guy who it's super, super funny. He has a college basketball profile pic. So seeing him trash talk and stuff is always funny. But, he likes to do, or I don't know if he likes to do a lot of media, but he does a lot of media. He gives people, sound bites and clips and stuff. He's talked crap about Bjergsen before. And now he's talking crap about Fudge, saying he's going to send Fudge back to top lane next week. And I thought this was funny from Freak as well. Freak said, you literally played top lane last week when Jojo Pune played the Lucian top game into Team Liquid. I think it was in game 4 that they actually ended up winning. That's kind of funny, but obviously, he's talking trash to him. Fudge and Jojo Pune are both mid laners who have gotten a lot of praise and a lot of hate this year. Obviously, Fudge is coming off a really, really big series against Golden Guardians, but, the devil's advocate would be like it was against Golden Guardians. Fudge needs to actually show up against a good team, a better team, better players, better mid laners, better, teams that are just going to shut him down better, because I think people have been really, really questionable about Fudge's mid lane play this year. He's had some weeks where he's looked good. He's had some weeks where he's looked okay, and he's had some weeks where he's looked bad. Same thing with Jojo Pune. Jojo Pune in the regular season was our best, kind of laning mid laner by far. And I know, especially in the Team Liquid series, a lot of fans were critical about Jojo's laning, saying that he kind of disappeared in some of the big games. Now, he still had some big moments, yes, but, I don't know if he's necessarily lived up to all the trash talk and everything. Now, he is still a young, very inexperienced player with a bright future ahead of him. These are his first best of 5s. These are his first games in front of crowds. I'm not trying to knock him at all, but, just looking at this playoffs right now, is Jojo a guy who's going to come out in this series and dominate Fudge? I don't know. People definitely have questions about that. And then we also have this from Fudge. Obviously, we had Vulcan taking shots at C9, and we have Fudge taking shots back at Vulcan. Now, I think this is mostly, joking around and a little bit of banter and stuff. But hey, he says, looking forward to shitting on Vulcan. And then, this is obviously before the FlyQuest game. Vulcan's like, you think we're going to win against FlyQuest? I don't know. I think it's funny. I think a lot of these guys are very, very entertaining. I think a lot of these guys are exciting. And again, with so much on the line, these teams are playing for a spot at Houston. Everybody wants to go there. Fudge even came out. He was like, yeah, I want to go to Houston. I want to play in front of the huge crowd. I want to get that experience. That's what we love about playing professionally. We love those big moments. Those are the memories that are going to last for the rest of your life, all this stuff. And yeah, playing in the LCS studio against a couple hundred people is crazy, but getting to play in Houston in front of a couple thousand people and still be alive in the playoffs and, finish at least top 3 in the LCS, still fighting for a spot at MSI, trying to add to your legacy, all these things, this is exciting. This is fun. This is what these people, what these guys play for. And I think, right now, how they've been looking recently, at least Cloud9 and Evil Geniuses are evenly matched. I think really anyone could take this series. C9 definitely looked better in the regular season. EG's maybe looked better in the playoffs, but EG also dropped a game to FlyQuest. Who knows? But TL 100 Thieves, C9 EG, I'm very, very excited for both of these series, and I cannot wait to see some fun, exciting, hopefully high level, hopefully high quality LCS League of Legends. And I can't wait to hear the trash talk, leading up to all these games and after as well, and then leading us into Houston where things are going to get really, really fun. And I just hope that, at the end of the day, the better team wins. I hope the LCS has a good team representing them at MSI, and I hope they ultimately do us proud. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Let me drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about any of this trash talk. Do you think EG is going to win? Do you think C9 is going to take it? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Consider checking out the Patreon. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.